There comes a time in every player's career when they have to put it all on the line for a chance to win big.
They're all together. PPD, here comes the Ice Blast, ready for the dunk! In from Universe! It's a disaster! CDEC! They're gonna get wiped from the face of the earth apart from aggressive!
A moment where they throw caution to the wind and simply hope for the best.
Waskins is in between a rock and a hard place, and now Zed, they already have the information. They know he's around house. Arceus dies. No one's on bomb. Yeah, honestly, someone could hop it. You just force the bad gunfight. Zed with the next, and now you can't. You gotta hunt this man down. Fly for the jump. Zed gets the next, and he gets away. Touchdown, Clayster.
You cannot do that.
And sometimes those gambles have spectacular payoffs.
Nitro does have a Molotov and another smoke, so it could be really rough for Simple to actually get through this. He's going to throw the AWP in. Oh my god! Simple, what is happening?
But there have also been infamous moments when players didn't need to put anything on the line and still chose to risk everything.
The arrest of former Blizzard World Champion Lee Life Seong-hung has been followed with an indictment.
People's careers have just been ended today by Volvo. Gaben has come down and struck multiple people with the vac hammer.
Match fixing is the ultimate sin in any competitive arena, and unfortunately, esports is no stranger to it. It's a greasy, dishonest act that can not only destroy careers and ruin reputations, but even result in a loss of freedom. It's no laughing matter, and everyone found guilty of it has faced serious punishment. Well, everyone except the one guy whose only punishment was a meme that he'll never be able to live down.
Ой. Блядь.
Nowadays, you might know Alexei Solo Berezin as one of the best Dota 2 players around. He's a 5-time major winner and one of the most successful Russian esports athletes of all time.
Not just major champions, but you're the MVP, voted for by people watching. The talent have had a hand in it as well. Come on, man, you're the best player.
Thank you.
A man of few words, the MVP. Once again, please put your hands together for Solo as the MVP.
But in spite of his achievements in the game, Solo's not exactly someone who enjoys staying in the spotlight. And for good reason. See, back in 2013, before Solo's trophy cabinet was full of major titles and his garage was overflowing with German luxury vehicles, he was just beginning to make his name. And during his time with Rox KIS, he made a catastrophically stupid decision that nearly cost him everything. Prior to his match against Z-Rage at StarLadder Star Series Season 6, Solo placed a $100 bet against his own team's success. And to ensure an easy payday, he played like he'd never played before. Literally.
Ooh, hook shot. It's on a creep only. They actually want to try to go in with this. BCG, he was already very low to begin with. 3 seconds set up on Solo as well. They just run in here to die. What's up with that?
I don't want to say it's impossible for Rox to come back, but oh, he's so dead. Why is he standing there?
I don't know.
Now, obviously a game with a ridiculously high kill count and flagrant feeding was going to draw attention. And it wasn't long after the match that evidence of Solo's shady wager began to surface.
В случае мошеннических действий букмекерская контора имеет право для выявления мошенничества, собственно, предоставлять данные. Они предоставили IP-адрес, мы его проверили, он совпал с IP-адресом, собственно, Соло.
Upon their discovery, StarLadder swiftly dished out hefty bans to Solo and his teammates for their assumed cooperation, but eventually the sentences were lightened to essentially a slap on their wrists. Now, you'd think that Solo's winnings would be some tremendous amount of money, considering the risk he was taking. But it turns out that he put the future of his promising career on the line for what turned out to be a measly $322. It wasn't long before the number 322 became a widespread Dota 2 meme, which to this day gets spammed in Twitch chat anytime a suspiciously bad play is made in-game.
Oh, this is problematic. Ember Spirit can now jump for the Templar Assassin. Really caught out. Does some decent damage, but hook shot. Why do I feel that was unnecessary? By
all rights, Solo's Dota career should have ended then and there. And it would have. had he not begged and pleaded with the community for forgiveness.
Ну, у меня с ней только неприятные ассоциации, на самом деле, это очень плохой поступок. Я вот недавно давал интервью тоже Факеру, как бы извинялся уже перед тем комьюнити, перед теми, кто будет смотреть, перед нашими фанатами, перед хейтерами, перед всеми, потому что это, ну, действительно очень плохой поступок, и я впредь как бы не собираюсь больше такими вещами заниматься.
Following his apology, StarLadder shortened Solo's lifetime ban to a single year, and sanctions against his teammates were lifted completely. And since then, to his credit, Solo has completely turned things around. He spent the last 7 years building an impressive legacy as the captain of one of Dota 2's most successful teams of all time. He's living a comfortable life, and because of his achievements, he's become a celebrated Russian figure. Now, in spite of his best efforts to shake the moronic mistake of his youth, 322 is a brand that Solo will never be able to erase. So why is that? Well, Solo remains a source of controversy across all of esports because he's the only player that Valve has ever let off the hook for match fixing. You see, Solos was the first known instance of match fixing in Dota 2, and at that time, because Valve didn't really have a playbook for handling situations like this, they were fairly lenient. But others who repeated his mistake wouldn't be as lucky going forward, and the consequences of Solo's action would go well beyond Dota 2. A year after the 322 incident, CSGO was hit with arguably the biggest match-fixing scandal in the game's history, when iBuyPower's talented roster blatantly threw a match at CEVO Season 5.
I gotta say, the entries are looking a little weak from iBuyPower along with the strats. I mean, they're just doing very basic things. They're trying to just fully attack these sites and not really using any smokes or pop flashes for the most part to their advantage, and it's very unlike them.
It will be a 2 versus 4 bomb plant A, and we're going to see Hazed and Cutler. Cutler's going to peek out and steal is right here with the CZ. Doesn't go for the shot. He's going to try and get the flank off. He's going to have 2 right there. Can they line up for him? What is he doing? Why did he hesitate so much? Doesn't matter. Has the CZ. Gets 1. Gets taken down. Hayes was so very low. They lined up perfectly for him, but for some reason... Oh, he says he wanted the knife. It's very weird to see Steel opping over Skadoodle. I don't know if Skadoodle's not feeling it right now or what is going on, but iBuyPower is definitely not playing like iBuyPower.
When details of the fix finally came to light, one of the most promising rosters North American CS had ever produced was slammed with permanent bans from Valve-sponsored events, effectively ending everyone except Skadoodle's hopes of achieving anything noteworthy in the esport.
I think Valve took their shame of having this happen in their game, and they've deflected a lot of that onto iBuyPower and used them as figures of hatred as well to deflect all the negative energy onto them, that some of it should be on Valve, and the fact that they allow these things and the fact that they don't have a good system in place to decide how people would be punished.
The most shocking of the bans was that of Brax, a prodigy who looked to be the future face of North American Counter-Strike. A young talent whose career was completely derailed because of a single poor decision.
I think it's a very sad history that he can't compete anymore. For me, it's a little bit too harsh for what happened, and for being the first time it ever happened.
Get fucked, Daze. Sorry, bro. You're the ringleader. You should burn. And I'm just so sad that you fucking brought swag in this shit with you. That you took advantage of a fucking young star that had everything ahead of him, and that he could have fucking gone on to become one of the best North American players of all time, to fucking dominate worldwide, and you ruined that. So fuck you. You need to burn. And while Brax was still capable of participating in non-Valve organized events, his career opportunities were ultimately stunted. It didn't matter how good he was, or how much the community rallied behind him. No organization in their right mind would ever pick up a player who could never compete at a major.
I felt just stuck, I guess, in a way, probably like a year ago, up until I signed with T1. I didn't really feel like I was achieving anything or going anywhere.
That's right. After being left in limbo for years, Brax threw up some deuces to Valve by signing with T1 as their first pro player in Riot Games' Valorant. Even though it wasn't meant to be for Brax and Counter-Strike, it's hard not to think about how his career might have panned out had he been given a second chance. Like Solo. Instead of treating each case on an individual basis, Valve continues to wield the ban hammer with indiscriminate force against anyone remotely involved in match-fixing incidents. But no matter what your stance is on Valve's brand of justice, the fact remains: Solo is an anomaly. He's the one match fixer that actually got away with it, and that's something that fans and a meme will never let him forget.
He has always been with us. Always watching. Always.
But whatever your opinion of Solo is, Dota is all the better for it. Since making his illicit little wager, Solo has blossomed into literally one of the greatest captains, drafters, and support players the game has ever seen.
Hakuna Matata.
He commands the respect of his teammates.
Ramses or Solo? Solo. Oh, now that's some team love. Yeah, he's nodding. He's like, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. You've trained him well.
He invokes the ire of his opponents.
Ramses trying to fight. Managed to eat his way through the trees. Jinkyu can't quite see him, does spot him out now, managed to get the healing salve, and they actually get the kill on the Riki. PYW, he's trying to go for the kill on Ramses, but he gets the send back, and now he's blocked in. Solo with the double kill, outplay.
And he has spearheaded the success of one of Dota 2's all-time fiercest rosters.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up one more time for the boys! virtus.pro! You made your winners!
When it comes to match fixing and the bans that usually result from it, communities are often forced to mourn wasted talent. Solo is perhaps the only true case in esports of someone who screwed up, got away with it, and made the most of his shot at redemption. He's given esports a reason to believe, both in him and second chances at large, to remember that people can learn from their mistakes, rectify them, and become the force for good they always should have been. 2012, like if you were around for 2012, 2013, it's a good time, dude. It was like the pre-teens of esports. It needed to grow up. You know what? That is the actual analogy here. Like 2015 was like, you know, the real coming of age, like the, like, you know, 18 goes off to college, right? Like, and now we're like in the maybe, you know, the early 20s. We're in like the actual, like, you know, lifespan of esports now. But fucking 2013 was like the preteens. Like that was like the 15, 16 years old. Cringy as all hell, but goddamn was it great.